Good morning, my lovely little ghosts, and welcome to the Dark Orchard. I'm Laura, and this is a two-part holiday series. As I said in my intro, this is a two-part holiday series. More specifically, this is part 2 of my Naughty and Nice elf makeup transformation. In this video, I'm doing the naughty elf makeup look. The inspiration for this look is like snow and frost and icicles at nighttime, and just more of the darker side of the holiday season. And the colors I'm going to be using are silver, black, white, and blue. So without further delay, let's get started. First things first, I'm going to start on the eyes. So first I'm going to do just the lid with the Palette Royale Black. Alrighty, now diving into some blues. I have the Space Blue palette, and we're going to be using a bunch of these colors, but for now I'm going to start off with this pretty teal color. What I just did is I went over top of the black with a line of that blue and then dragged it out like a wing. And now I'm going to carry that on down underneath my eye. Next, I'm going to go into this lighter blue, and I'm going to fill in the space between that line and the eyebrow. And then, speaking of eyebrow, I'm going to take the I'm going to take the NYX Glitter Primer and add it to my eyebrows. Alrighty, now that that's done, I'm going to go back into this palette again, and I'm going to use this medium blue glitter and put it in my eyebrows. Glitter brows. And I'm actually going to go into that lighter blue as well and add just a little bit of that on top of that. There we go, glitter brows. And I'm going to use this fluffy brush and go into this middle color. Get it on there. And then I'm going to define my cheekbones with it. And over top of that, I'm going to add that light blue glitter. On the tip of my nose, I'm going to use this blue. And then I'm going to take e.l.f.'s Bling Bling, their liquid eyeshadow, which is a silver, put it on a brush, and then put it in the corners of my eyes. And then I'm going to take this really narrow brush, get that same bling bling on here. I'm going to go under that first line I made that looks like a wing, just the wing portion. Actually, I think I'm going to go under the whole eye with it. Alrighty, and then I'm going to change my lipstick. I'm going to change my lipstick into Boo Blue by Wet n Wild. I'm going to give that a minute to dry, and then I'm going to do a bit of a black ombre. Alrighty, now that my lipstick is dry, I'm going to do a black ombre around the outside so that it's not so blue, because I want to incorporate black a little bit more, because I've got a little extra something. I promised you guys I would use Prosade in this video, and as much as it pains me to do so, I promised, so I'm going to try to do it. And because I have that little surprise, I need to make my lips a little bit darker just to bring the little surprise in. So, here we go. I'm going to use the Palette Royale Black. When doing a lip ombre, I find it easiest to line the lip first and then drag your brush up to create the ombre. So I'm using a narrow brush first, and I'm just lining my lips with shadow. Okay, now that it's lined, I can drag the lines up to create a bit of an ombre. Okay, And then in the middle, I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Ghostly Beings, put it on a brush, and slide it in the middle of my lips. Just like that. Okay, so let me turn my light down just like one click so that you can see this better. And now that I have better lighting, we're done with the glam, and I'm going to go into the SFX. With the light dim, let's get into the Prosade. I dread it. I dread Prosade. First things first, I need to remove the makeup from my forehead and tell you what I'm doing. So I guess first on the agenda is tell you what I'm doing. I have these adorable horn prosthetics. They're like little goat horns. I painted them with ink by Made You Look. So now that they're painted to look like black horns, I'm taking inspiration from Krampus, and I'm going to attach black horns to this look to complete my naughty elf makeup look. Alrighty, Prosade time. Prosade time. If you can't tell, I like liquid latex and only liquid latex. I'm not a fan of... I can't use spirit gum because it irritates my skin. I don't really like Prosade. And honestly, I'd use lash glue before I'd use anything but liquid latex. But just to show a little something different, I'm going to use some Prosade. Okay, must remove makeup from forehead. That looks so bad. Oh, look at that. Look at that bright red skin tone. I look like I was hit by an iron in a Home Alone movie or something. Anywho, gross, but what can you do? Prosade, you shake well. You take your application, you get Prosade on your cotton thingamabob, and then you put it on the prosthetic. Repeat the same thing with your other prosthetic, let it dry, and then once they're both dry, you put another layer of Prosade on, and while it's wet, put your prosthetic on your face. In hindsight, I really wish I would have done Prosade with the nose prosthetic from the Nice video, and I wish I would have done liquid latex with the horns, because as you can see, the horns, they have a bit of a jagged edge, which works because they're supposed to look like they're coming out of your head. So it just would have worked better for a clean prosthetic to be applied with Prosade and a not clean prosthetic to be applied with liquid latex. But I wasn't smart enough for that, so we're doing it the weird way. And I'm also going to have to use liquid latex still, probably, for these. So really the adhesion is just slightly different. Anywho, this is dry. Let me put it on my forehead. I'm going right above the eyebrow. Just like that. This one's ready too, so let's pop it up right above the brow. So cute. So I was right. I am going to need to use some liquid latex around the edges. Yay. That's so satisfying to use liquid latex and it just blend into the skin. It's my favorite thing to use. If you've seen any of my other videos, you already know that though. I'm going to let this dry. Once it dries, we're going to do foundation, concealer, all the normal things to blend this into my skin. Alright, it's dry and we're back with a special guest. Say hi, I am the special guest. I am the special guest. We're here with special guest Bruce, who is going to oversee me doing the skin tone on my horns. Isn't that right? Yes, right. He gonna sit right here. Okie dokie. I think I'm actually gonna just skip the foundation completely and just use the L 16-hour camo concealer because it's my skin tone. And I'm gonna use my concealer brush to fill in those blanks where it's not exactly my skin tone or it's just the prosthetic color. So I'm going to go back into my apparently favorite palette ever, the Palette Royale palette, and I'm going to get some black and add some shadow to the spot around the horns. Alrighty, now that I've got a bumpy forehead, much like the vampires from Buffy, I'm going to lower my beanie down a little bit. And I'm going to dig into my bag of ears, and I do believe I'm going to use the exact same ears that I used for my nice elf. So those are the realistic ears. There's one. And there's the other. Lastly, I think I'm going to go back into the Space Blue palette, and I'm going to add at least some glitter to the middle. The way that I did this contour, I'm actually going to add some of that in the middle here to just sort of blend that in a little bit more. And there we have it. So that was me doing a Krampus-inspired naughty elf. For the comments down below, tell me which of the two elves was your favorite, the naughty elf or the nice elf. Or tell me who your favorite elf is from books and or cinema. I'd love to know. My favorite elf is Bernard from the Santa Claus, and I think I kind of channeled him with this look, just a little bit. Unintentional, subconsciously, kind of channeled that. But if we're talking outside of holidays movies, of course, I love Lord of the Rings elves. All of them. They're so beautiful. But if you don't talk to me about that, talk to me about something, because I love for you to talk to me down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come around again soon. Say bye. Bye!